Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Bhatia, for inviting me to be part of this very exciting session this morning. And I would also like to thank the fellow panelists for being here and providing a scintillating start and an opportunity to share some ideas together. The overarching theme for this conference, as I understand, is mining the capabilities of the organization for building leadership capabilities in the organization. This is such an important and such a fascinating topic, given the kind of developments that are taking place, the new trends that are impacting our businesses. And here I'm wanting to draw your attention to particularly the impact of information technology amongst various other things which are impacting our organizations. As a result of which, we are forced to really sit back and think about what is the strategy our businesses are currently pursuing, what is the kind of roadmap that the organizations will have to be building in each and every one of their functions, given the way digital technologies have forcefully entered into every aspect of our business, every aspect of our life, thereby questioning the very principles, the very fundamental approaches of strategy propounded by gurus like Porter, where competitive advantage was actually created or was possible to be created when you typically looked at different functions in the organization in independent silos, whether it was to do with vendors, whether it was to do with talent, whether it was to do with marketing, rather your customers. Each and every one of these entities, we had to look at competitive advantage in silos. But with the advent of digital technologies, the way organizations are beginning to look at their strategy is radically getting redefined. And therefore, it's no longer transformation, but what the new term which has been coined as transfiguration. And in this context, this is a huge opportunity and a challenge for HR leaders to look at what is the kind of role they can play in enabling their businesses to get remodeled. For a while, there has been a competition, or rather a contest, a healthy contest between the head of marketing, the head of technology, the head of HR, and lately even head of analytics, to see who would be able to contribute the most in terms of helping the CEO and the board to rethink, to remodel, to redesign the businesses such that they are able to remain competitive and sustain their growth in the coming years. As a result of this, if we were to examine what is beginning to happen within the organizations, first and foremost, we are seeing disintegration of activities happening. You take the entire organization or take a particular function itself. A little while ago, Dr. Arora so beautifully talked about the challenge revolving talent, whether it is exploiting the talent within the organization or bringing the best of talent from outside. In the context of various activities which are performed within HR function, I would like to take one small example and share with you how this is actually radically redefining the challenges around getting the right talent at the right cost at the right time, how it is happening within the IT industry, and how it is now this model is being used by other industries. And this is to do with organizations which want to recruit maybe 20 people, or they want to recruit something like 1,000+ people. And a simple model like source and train, which means organizations like us actually partner with universities and take away the pains and challenges of finding talent which may not be just in one city or one university, but there might be 50 right people available across maybe 20 universities or 20 colleges. So using a variety of tools, we identify these people, make sure that they are trained in those skills, with those capabilities, even before they enter into the organization, thus taking away the pain of the recruitment team and the HR function to look at how do I bring on board people at the right time with the right skills without having to incur significant cost in terms of training, whether it is, as I said, 20 people, or whether it is to do with 1,000 people, or whether it is to do with even people with little bit of experience somewhere else. Maybe somebody worked in retail, and today I want somebody with retail background to work in the banking sector, but I don't have somebody who has a retail background and some analytical background and who also understands the customer whom I'm going to service in the rural market. So you have about 60–70% of the capabilities available because of experience, and the balance 30–40%, we need to look at how in a distributed model, without actually moving people away from wherever they are, we train them and bring them on board. So this is one example of how disintegration of recruitment process, if you look at identifying, selecting, training, assessment, and finally onboarding, and even sometimes bench management, there are a number of these activities. While they are disintegrated, but in a different model, because of the way we can think about this sort of an approach, it is already happening, and very many other sectors are adopting this model.